heart is bleeding in the snow cone. So smart, she's leading me to ozone. Music, the great communicator. Used two sticks to make it in the nature. I'll get you into penetration. The gender of a generation. The birth of every other nation. Look your way to go to meditation. This chapter's gonna be a close one. Smoke rings, I know you're gonna blow one. All on a spaceship persevering. Use my hands for everything but steering. Can't stop the spirits when they need you. Mob tops are happy when they feed you. Butterflies in the treetop. Birds that blow the meaning in the bebop. The world I love, the tears I drop. To be part of the wave can't stop. Ever wonder if it's all for you? The world I love, the trains I hop. To be part of the wave can't stop. Come and tell me when it's time to. Wait a minute, I'm passing out, win or lose, just like you. Far more shocking than anything I ever knew. How about you? 10 more reasons why I need somebody new, just like you. Far more shocking than anything I ever knew. Right on cue. Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Chop top, he says I'm gonna win big. Choose not a life of imitation. Distant us into the reservation. Defunct the pistol that you pay for. This punk the feeling that you stay for. In time I want to be your best friend. Eastside love is living on the west end. Knocked out before you better come to. Don't die, you know the truth is some do. Go write your message on the pavement. Burn so bright, I wonder what the wave meant. Kickstart the golden generate hub. Sweet talk but don't intimidate hub. Can't stop the gods from engineering. Feel no need for any interfering. Your image in the dictionary. This life is more than ordinary. Can I get you maybe even 3 of these? Coming from a space to teach you of the Pleiades. Can't stop the spirits when they need you. This life is more than just a read through.
We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. The nigga ain't got no sense. You talk to him. You talk to a black man. He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help. When they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted. Hey, hello, folks. Damn, right off the bat. Hold on, let me read this. I go to sleep and dream about talking about Nick. You are doing the work of the Lord. Great last show. Rock out. Scott, $20. Thank you, Scott, man. Get it to CT. I'll try to read that better and more fluent in the future. I'm looking through a magnifying glass on this little things. Hi, folks. Well, you see what there was. Black men need to speak proper English. Yeah. Coming from an old person that everybody thinks is a racist, too bad. If you want to think that, that's okay. I call myself a culturalist. I did hear a person that made sense of one thing. He said it's not white people aren't racist, they're raceologists. In other words, we're not judging by skin color, folks. We're going by culture or behavior of a particular people. But anyway, so black men need to speak proper English. And I think that what's funny is I think that we've become so afraid to critique the black race that they're getting away with this to their own detriment. They think they think the world is accepting this miserable form of speaking that they do, and the world ain't. Yeah, if you want a job at a Walmart or at a warehouse, where I've worked pretty much all my life, yeah, you can go ahead and tear up the English language and get away with it. um, and of course, what are there whites that speak miserably? Of course, yes. But you see, here's the difference. White people know if they want to hang on to their miserable enunciation, that they're going to be that nobody's going to they don't expect to be taken serious. No, you look at a white old dumb hillbilly, a white trasher. They'll say stuff and they'll have opinions, but hey, they know their place. One thing the white race does is we categorize people, and we do it well, and it's very healthy the way we do it. Yet just another fantastic thing that the white race does. When you get higher up the food chain, people start speaking much better English, and it's not even a matter of IQ points here or intelligence, which uh, I do agree is can be a frame of mind. Um, that's an opinion of CT's. I've heard him say intelligence is a frame of mind. It is. I agree with that. IQ plays a part, but intelligence is a frame of mind. Your frame of mind is developed by what you say and you feel. If you're going to sit there and just blurt out words with no enunciation or completely miserable uh, lack of enunciation or wrong, you could very well be damaging your own intellect. You really could, because you're not putting any expectation on what you're immediately saying. So why would you put much expectation on the thought that goes behind what you're immediately saying? Nobody's getting away with this stuff, folks. I'm telling you, black people, you aren't getting away with it. You go out here and you say things like "they be" instead of "they are." I hear people in high places say, black people in high places say "they be," not too high up places, not the higher up, like CT said yesterday, medical doctors, dentists, things like that. They're they got it pretty tight. But I'm saying, just in the average walk a day life, it's still important to enunciate the best you can. Whatever, even if you're, because like hillbillies, they're born with hillbilly slang. But I can tell you, I can spot a person that was born with hardcore hillbilly slang, white trash slang, and cleaned it up, even though there's a little left. Nobody's talking perfection here. But blacks are way, way deficient. Sorry, man, it's bad. And just things like you know words that it's acts. That's my favorite. Who is allowed to say acts and get away with it in a business world? Ooh, I'll answer that. A lot of people. A lot of blacks are getting away with that. There's blacks that are doing very important jobs, probably in the trades or whatever, or in a more simplistic atmosphere like I worked in, warehouses, and they're feel have no need to think that they need to repair the word axe. It's like, well, hang on to the word axe if you wish, but be aware. Let's see what we got here. Laugh out loud. How do you know? I'll be damned. You mean ass. Um, but in places where it counts, you're going to get hit with judgment. What you say and how you say it, you're going to be judged by that. Now, I know blacks have been led into a frame of mind where, well, that's not true. We're accepted now for who we are. No, you're not. Not in the business world. Mm-mm. No, no, no. Not in everyday life. If you're talking to a old white trash old man, and he's got his own slang from his own region of the country or whatever. And he's old white dude. He don't mind you saying axe. But if you're trying to talk to somebody who is from a profession or a higher profession or a leader in the trades, they're going to pass judgment on you, folks. If you say they be instead of they are, or you say uh, earth instead of earth. Now, I hear a lot of blacks for the TH replacing it with the F. I'm going, now, wait a minute. Is that a speech impairment, which is something that is developed through a weak uh, attempt at correcting? So it just grabs and stays and becomes a part of a person's manner of pronunciation, or is it an impediment? Is there something? Because I'm not being mean about this. Is there something? Is there a Is there a physical uh, impediment to saying Earth with a th, or are blacks saying Earth because they just think it's okay? Because trust me, if you're saying Earth and you say Earth, uh-oh.
What attracted me to Kirkland was just the high caliber of talent that is pervasive throughout the firm, and being able to offer that talent to my clients and prospective clients so that I could tell them you're getting the best of the best with every engagement. My initial impressions at Kirkland is that it's a first-class institution. And I can see why Kirkland occupies such rarefied air. Number one, the culture is extraordinary and it's special. And it's something that for people who've been here for a while may not understand it, but there's a real ethos of collaboration and collegiality where we work together to win business, to serve our clients, and to make our firm better. And then number two, I love the fact that to a person, the firm is institutionally ambitious. There's not a single person that I found who's resting on the firm's laurels.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, thank you, CT. Good timing. You're the best. Match that manner of speaking with your everyday intelligent black man. I'm not saying that we're not talking IQs here. Match that with not with the everyday speaking of a random selection of black men. There's a world of difference. Now, take a white person in that same position, speaking very well. I hate to say this. I hate to break it. I hate to burst your bubble. But whites at the bottom, a lot of white trash speak very good English. They enunciate words properly. They do. This isn't kid stuff. And for the whites, again, as I said, for the whites that sound worlds apart from the executive in a white executive in a law firm, nobody expects anything out of them, including themselves. I know from whence I speak. I mean, I speak pretty well, but I've never had any expectations of myself. I didn't care about material gain. Life was nothing but has been and always will be one big party for me. No, I'm not talking about party, dear, drinking, drugs. So it's just everything's easy. So I've never had any stress. I've never taken on anything with which to have to be assured of to be sure to speak properly. But I just do it naturally. And a lot of whites are in that same position. They just speak well naturally. And I'm saying the black race is full of men that think they're going to set this law aside. You got callers that call in here, black callers, like Little Big Nate, very good English. E Blacks, I've seen a little bit of you on E Blacks, and then I had to get to my dinner, and it looked like it was a nice discussion you guys had. E Blacks speaks very well. Their English is like what why. My point is, and I'm not trying to harass anybody. Why aren't the black men that speak very well that are around other black men? Why don't you give them hell? You can give them hell. I can't. I'm suggesting. But there are blacks that speak very well. Give the other ones hell. They need help. because there are blacks that speak miserably, and my favorite one is they be instead of they, or instead of there, they over there, they be doing that instead of they are over there, or they're over there with the contraction, they're over there, or their car, they car. No, it's not they car, it's their car, you know. And it's it's not good, folks. Somewhere the blacks are going to have to understand, or maybe they don't. Are blacks going to lead us? Are blacks going to lead the march towards idiocracy? In other words, people in important places speaking like a dimwit. Are blacks leading us to the march of idiocracy, the movie type society? I think we've achieved type 1 society. I think by the definition. Um, are we going to evolve? Are we going to devolve? Are blacks going to lead the march to acceptance of just miserable language? I don't. I think it's sad because I can hear the thoughts and the ideas are clear. So as far as being articulate, there's they're conveying their thought, but articulate is not only conveying the thought, it's also speak conveying the thought clearly with concise language. So I hear blacks that are articulate on the part of, putting their thought forward, but and then they just think they have a right to just sound like a damn uneducated person. And it's rampant. It's not little stuff. This isn't a little problem. This is real stuff. Um, if no, if my son was speaking a terrible language, I would ask him, "What do you want out of life? You want to be a bottom dweller like your old man and sound stupid? Because no matter what, one thing you can say about this old man here, I'm a bottom dweller. I don't sound stupid. I know people like to say that and think it, but I don't sound stupid. I know that all my life. I've always been able to get an ear of a person I'm talking with, not only with ideas, but I'm sure by the way that I present the idea, as far as being articulate and conveying thoughts and making it succinct and to the point. But if my son was talking and in a miserable and doing miserable enunciation, I'd ask him, don't you're just going to be in your own little, even if you start your own little garage and you got your own little business, you know that when it comes to, and it could be fine if you find a way to make your life with your enunciation. But I'm thinking that people, but I would tell my son, don't expect people to, if you're not in your garage doing something as impressive as replacing an engine, that people can see that you have brains. The way you're talking, people are going to think you're stupid. Is that what you want? I'd tell my son that in no uncertain terms. You got to understand, folks. I come from a family where, we yeah we don't fight physically, but I tell you, hey, whoa, we say stuff to each other. I learned a long time ago, man. Just say it. Ain't no reason to fight over it. But by the way, and a lot of people around where I grew up were just, by the way. Have you ever thought about this? Straightforward suggestions that could come off as an insult. And a lot of people I was around growing up would insult you as a suggestion. What do we got here? Are you ready for Guess Be Brave? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Oop. Who is this? Mr.
Hello, sir.
Showtime. Hey, hello there, Mr. Showtime. Is this the fella from South Africa?
Uh, Absolutely correct. It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintances. Yeah, I'm from
Hey.
South Africa. I've seen your face before in previous interactions with CT. And
Mm-hmm.
interesting video topic today. Black men should really clean up our English, our vocabulary, because the world judges the book by its cover, and it is so sad that in the black community there's more of us who are acting like a bunch of degenerates and we talk with this ninja ebonics, and then we wonder why the world doesn't take us seriously.
Oh,
This is a great opportunity. This is a great
oh,
opportunity for me to clear up any stereotypes about my home country. South Africa is a country, by the way, not it's not a continent. Okay, Africa is a continent, not a country. Right? Just
yes, yes.
because I've heard so many Americans are like, "Oh, you Africans," and they'll be like, "Oh, stereotype, Dimbawe, boom boom ba, boom boom ba, aguruba." And it's like, no, we know English. Okay, South Africa is the first world country. So yeah, that's my opening line.
Very good.
Um,
The in South Africa, and I'm always make exceptions for blacks that are from other countries, as I would for whites from other countries. It's one thing to learn English or to learn English and speak it perfectly when you're grown up with a completely different language. I understand that, and I have a lot of uh, tolerance for that. Like the way you speak, the way you're speaking right now, Mr. Showtime. You can tell you're not from America, but you speak very well. Your English, you can tell you attempt to make your English words very clear and properly enunciate them. And I think
yeah,
in South Africa, Mr. Showtime, in South Africa, what is the percentage of people that actually try? s- Forget the percentage of people in general. What is the percentage of black people that actually try to enunciate very good English in South Africa? Oh,
it's
dang.
actually a very small percentage because you know uh, plenty of blacks they come from a more disadvantaged background.
Yes.
Whereas I am an exception to the rule. I grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth, so to speak.
Hmm.
Not to say that I was like absolutely rich, but I wasn't. My story, my origin story, isn't of the stereotypical, oh man, oh they grew up tough, man. No, I actually grew up, privileged, so to speak, in a
Yeah.
middle class neighborhood. Predominantly white, as you can see.
Hmm.
Um, that's actually my high school that I went to like decades ago, like a long time ago. That's actually my high school. I went to university as well, and I'm a university graduate. And oh, by the way, I'm just out here taking a walk, and I just saw the live stream.
That's okay.
But yeah, um, there's a very small percentage of black folks who actually try to
Give us
master,
a
to have a firm grasp of the English dialect.
yeah.
Even
Give us give us a percentage.
I'd say about 20%. twenty
That's
percent
better.
of black
That's
folks
better than
actually
I
make an
thought.
effort. The other,
Yeah.
um, to say that they are trying, it doesn't necessarily mean that they come across as. I mean,
Right.
you know, they get along, but the majority they see no problem. They don't have a care about. There's something called an ethnic image, an ethnic reputation. They have no care in the world to try and fix that. Which is why they act the stereotype. They listen to the stereotypical music, stereotypical drill music. I shoot a ninja. I do this a ninja, X a ninja, stuff like that. And then when we listen to different types of music, I like country. I like metal music, rock music. I like EDM. Now, in my community, I express that. I make fun of by our own women. They say, "Oh, I'm corny. That's weak. You're listening to that white stuff," and I'm like, "Music is for everybody.
Damn. Well, that's a shame. So, can you? Oh, what a drag. Doggone it. I was going to ask him what what he thinks is how sad it is that he was talking about people living in uh, very challenging, poor positions. In South Africa, poverty can be real. Any place in Africa, poverty is real. It can be real. Really, you're in South Africa, probably much less so though than there's a lot of Africa where if you're not in the circle, you're going to have a rough life. So for language not to develop in that or pursuit of language because you're basically pursuing food rather than thinking much. But in America, what's sad about it is, see, we don't have any poverty. There's no poverty here. There's low income. There's people struggling, but we have showers, everybody, food by the government, showers by the government, heat by the government, if necessary, all of them. Uh, Probably make it easy to buy a used car with certain food stamps allotments that help you buy your food rather than have to spend your food money on your car. You get to actually get a card and get food. So in America, there's no harsh poverty. There's self-inflicted poverty that parents put upon their poor children, idiot parents. And I'm not talking about blacks on that alone. You know, I've been around a lot of white hillbillies that didn't care about feeding their kids properly. Trust me. But in America, there's no place to stop you from speaking. And when you get out of your circle, when you come out of your projects in America, you immediately bump into very well spoken people. Even I'm not saying rich people. You immediately interact with very well spoken people. What do we got here? CT ought to be shamed. I tell you, that's what he does. He lets people roll, folks. What's this one? Anyway, so but you're coming out of the projects and you're immediately around people that speak well. So I would in South Africa say there is a certain acceptance to the problem of speaking as he speaks of, but not in America, folks. No, we're too first world. When blacks try to hang on to saying they be instead of they are, or instead of they house instead of their house, there's no excuse for it, man. You're hanging on to probably back in the early 1900s that was coming out of slavery. Who do we got? Oh, he's back.
Yeah, sorry. You know how it is in Africa. Things are a whole lot slower.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. But yeah,
No.
coming back to what I was saying.
But let me say this. Are you?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Okay,
Coming
Mr.
back to what I
Showtime.
was saying. You know,
Right. Hold on,
when
Mr.
we
Showtime. Mr.
some of
Showtime.
us who
Mr.
are
Showtime.
some.
Mr. Showtime. Since there's a delay, I'm going to do this when I want to speak. I'm going to start speaking, okay? But go ahead. Oh, man. Doggone it. Oh. Well, CT, I don't know. What do we do?
What the hell's going on? We're back.
Oh, what a shame.
Sorry, I'm not sure if it's a problem on my part, or I'm not sure why the stream keeps getting cut off. But as I was saying,
Well, you're cutting in and out real bad, Mr. Showtime. You're cutting in and out real bad. I don't know, CT, do we continue or what? Doggone it. What a drag. Oh. No.
yeah, something funny is happening with the stream. The NWO, they're trying to, they're getting our stream, huh? But anyway, some of us blacks who are trying to, be for.
Dang it. Got a person from across the world trying to talk to us, and I'll be doggone if we can make a connection. Man, what a shame, especially South Africa. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I know it's a hellscape for white folk. and you got a black person that's very pleasant, trying to speak to us in America, and I'll go straight to hell if it didn't goof up. Well, it was a nice try anyway. Anybody else want to come up? CT or anybody? But no,
Hello.
there.
Hello.
Hey, HBA, how you doing, buddy?
Be brave. What's up,
Hey,
man?
let's get it on, buddy. Tell me where I'm wrong or whatever. I'm my
I'm not gonna say you're necessarily wrong here. I think there's a difference between certain dialects
mhm.
and just not ever being able to master the English language. And I
Okay.
think sometimes people get confused about that. But there are certain dialects or certain accents that I really can't stand, like the Baltimore accent, the Baltimore accent, where it sound like they eating peanut butter. I hate that, and
HB, you know what's
you know, I hate the Chinese too, the different Chinese languages, like like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, that
yeah,
goes without
yeah,
saying. But I'm talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
I'm talking about
and
blacks getting away with something that's destructive. Like you yourself, right there's HB, old man to a young man. You know what you said earlier? Let me give you a word that blacks do terribly. Certain. There's a
start
T in there. You said
start
certain. Certain.
start it,
Certain. No, you said
start
certain. For certain.
start 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 it, start it. I don't
Oh,
know.
come
I
on,
don't
kid. Can you
Certain,
hold on?
certain.
No, can you say cert?
start serpent. You saying
No,
serp?
just say
Start
cert.
start
Cert. Cert.
start
Cert
start
with a strong T.
start.
Oh, you may.
I just listen. Be brave, man.
No, hold on. Hold on. A lot of blacks do this. You may not
Start
be able to say the T in certain, but it's
start
certain.
start certain
Sir, say sir. Okay, say two words together.
certain
Sir,
certain certain.
sir, and the metal tin. Say those two
Let's
together.
let's get back on topic, Be
No, no,
brave.
we are on topic. No, no,
You're
no.
getting lost. You're getting
No,
lost
I'm
in the
not.
HB,
No, I'm
you
sauce
not.
right
gotta
now, Be
learn
brave.
today, HB. You gotta learn how to
You're
speak proper.
getting lost in
No,
the
I'm not. No,
sauce,
I'm
Be
not.
brave.
No, I'm
You're
not.
getting
Listen to
lost.
me. You got to do me a favor and say two words back to back.
You got it.
Sir,
You
sir,
gotta
and
turn
tin.
your earphones up.
No, no. Listen, you got to say
Certain,
yes.
certain,
There you go.
certain.
That's how you say
You got
certain.
it. You gotta turn the earphones up.
No, no,
You
you
got
didn't. There was
the
no
hover
T.
round.
There was no
The
T. There was no T's. And blacks
listen,
try.
listen, listen.
Remember the old word, the old school. There was a show. Remember Martin, the show Martin.
Martin,
Yeah,
Martin,
yes,
Martin.
Martin. I'm going. Why do they do that to black folks? This is a national show that's glorifying
Martin.
the mispronunciation of the easy word Martin. Martin,
You didn't you
Martin.
did you like
Are you
what
kidding me?
was your favorite Martin episode?
Oh, I didn't. A person that I really I never watched it much, but what I've seen lately
Ah,
was a person on there that was very very interesting. Was Bro Man.
bruh, man, from the
Bro
fifth
Man.
flow.
Now
From the fifth
listen. Yes,
flow. Yeah.
here's Bro Man. No matter what, he's always peaceful.
Yeah, yeah,
Blacks
yeah.
blacks could learn a lot from that guy right there. He's not articulate. Ain't nothing fancy about him, but you can't rock him.
I mean, he was breaking and entering though. Be
I
brave.
know with their
I mean,
permission, or I mean, come on,
I
stop.
mean, it wasn't
It
really their
doesn't.
permission. I
Right? Yes, it
mean,
was. Yes, it was. Or they would
I
have stopped it.
don't.
Now,
I,
I was impressed with his peace of mind, regardless of what he did or how he did it. He was
he
always
was a
peaceful.
burglar. He was a burglar. Be
No,
brave.
he
He was
wasn't.
a
How do you call?
scumbag. But yeah, I
No,
mean,
no, no, no,
I
no.
get it. I get it. I
Then
get it.
okay, okay, HB. Then if you get it, we only got a little bit of time on here. Don't throw the diversions out so heavily. The dude
No,
wasn't
no,
a
no.
burglar.
I
No, the
just
dude
think
wasn't a burglar. Martin
I
and
just
his
think
wife liked him.
no,
Okay.
no. Listen. Be brave. I think
Yes.
the issue with this topic is
Hmm.
there's so many things, so many issues in the black community that, as a black man, I
This
would
don't
want
rate.
to be addressed first. This is like 100th on the list. I feel like you're
Now
you're
let's
running
go
out
number.
of you're running out of ammo. You're running
No, no,
out of
no, no,
ammo
no.
right now,
Let's go
man.
number three. No, let's go number three. That's because you're not in the white world behind closed doors, HB. That's why you don't understand how important
You'd
this
be
is.
surprised. You'd be
No, I wouldn't
surprised.
be surprised. I'm saying if people like you and they're doing good business with you with your miserable English as it is, they'll like you and do better business with you with a little bit of an improved English.
I
I'm not
do I
saying you
do
got to
pre- I do
perfect
pretty
it.
good English.
I
I
know
do
you
pretty
do.
good.
Well, yes, you do. Well, then say Sir Tin instead of Sir
I
In.
already said it. Be brave. I
Damn.
already
All
said
right.
it.
All
I
right.
already
All
said
right.
it.
God damn. Well, yeah, but you're not going to say it in the
Sorry,
future. You're going to just go back to
if I
certain. Who's here?
That
sorry, if I may interject, thingy, I'd like to quote Juan Valdez, the angry man. He said the black community needs a clear separation of class. Okay, this is why the black race is always at the bottom, because look, every other group of people are able to clearly separate themselves. The Asians, they have what I've learned, they have the royal class, you know, the lighter skinned Indians,
Hmm.
and they have the working class, the darker skinned Indians. That's how they clearly separate themselves. And the same goes in the white community as well. You get the your so-called trailer park trash, your Stone Cold Steve Austin types, and your upper echelons, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, uh, top performers, right? But in the black community, I don't know why. I mean, and this is done on purpose through the films we watched. HB mentioned Martin. It's actually
Martin.
Martin. You know, all these ebonics were injected purposely by design by the powers that be to keep
Hold
black
on.
people in a peasant
Okay.
state of mind.
Ho- Hold it right there. Thank you. You are correct. That's my point exactly when I brought up Martin. It's a national show and it still enables and allows miserable enunciation of vocabulary. That is by design. That's part of my point, folks. Very good one, Mr. Showtime. It is by design. People don't want to think of it that way. That's why I say blacks are being put upon. They're being used. But let me say this about class right quick, and then we'll get to some other callers. Let me say this about class right quick, Mr. Showtime. The blacks don't need to separate according to class. They need to separate according to behavior. You can't. There's low class people that are wonderful people. All through the white race, whites will build $1 million home down the street from people that won't mow their yard. We don't separate to the way the fella you referenced was implying. We don't separate like that. We separate according to behavior more than class. And since our behavior is
one.
our behavior is more is better looked after by the people who have good behavior, we do better. But we don't separate that heavily according to class, and the blacks don't need to either. They need to separate by behavior. You got white trash that's idiots. All of the white people will get rid of him. That's separating by behavior, not income or low class.
Well, actually, that's a good point. That's a fair
Yeah.
point. But
Hmm.
I insist when I say there needs to be a class separation, because when it comes to dating and marrying,
Yes.
uh, behavior does determine class. And when it comes to different classes of people, they have certain behaviors, they have certain tendencies. There's a concept, a scientifical proven concept called genetic memory. Folks
Yes.
who have experienced some certain types of trauma would have certain behaviors, and that's
Hmm.
why upper echelon people will tend to stay away from people of a lower class to ensure that there are no ratchet behaviors. So I understand that's a good point you made, but I insist on the class concept. Okay,
Hey,
I
Mr.
mean
Showtime,
the
Mr. Showtime. You
Let me
do you
make.
see
yeah,
do you see Juan? You see Juan up here? he's an albino, and I've heard that over in Africa they cannibalize albinos. Do you?
Okay, HB. Hey, not HB. Try it somewhere else, man. I like you, bub, but yeah, no derailment. I'm going to address what the fellow from South Africa
Okay.
said because he's confused about class. Listen, white people are very behavior oriented. Mr. Showtime, white people and black people need to do the same. Our class, but it's behavior first. You can get a person from the very bottom of the rung in this society, and if he educates himself and he speaks well, a multi-millionaire business owner will accept that young man very quickly for his daughter. There's no worry about class. It's behavior. That's what blacks need to look at. The class
You guys
thing
trying to
is
control the coochie?
the one saying they need to separate by class is bullshit. That's how they're afraid. See, blacks, that's an out. Blacks are afraid to separate by behavior, so they play the class card. That's bullshit. I'm white. I know what we do by class, and I know what we do by behavior. It's behavior that we shun. And yes, class rides into it a little, not much at all. It's behavior. But we got to get to Juan. Juan, what's up, old buddy?
Well, to your point, the behaviors are what cause black people to shun each other as well. So when you hear the Ebonic talk, the speak that my mother hated, my grandmother hated, when you try to talk proper, when you try to speak proper, what'll happen is you'll get the, oh, you're trying to sound white card, and they'll try to shun you based on that.
Yes, and that's a horrible shame, and that's why I'm saying they need to separate by behavior, which is a good thing. But the reality of it is there's far too many blacks that even when they're behaving properly, want to bring the stupid enunciation that makes them sound ignorant, and they think people are supposed to accept that. And that's what I'm saying is that has to stop. As a young black man, don't say they be, say they are. Just there's 1,000 examples of that. And that's what I'm saying, Juan, that it's behavior, and the blacks are, I still say blacks by and large are afraid to admit that they need to separate by behavior because they do. If people are going to say this, go ahead.
The biggest motivator for that would be money. So when I speak with a client, I can't talk in Spanish slang, Puerto Rican slang, or Mexican slang. I won't get a case for my boss to review. If I speak in, I call it ghetto speak, basically. If I speak like that, then I'm not going to get a case for my boss to review, and that's money. That's my income. You know, not only is it my income, but it also affords me the opportunity to associate with people that are higher than me when it comes to income, and what that equals is a potential for more income. I would use HB as an example. Let's say that he runs his own trucking company and he has 18 trucks. He's not going to speak to somebody in, again, what I call ghetto speak, and think he's going to get a nice contract where they're going to order deliveries for 5 of his trucks. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
And so I think that if there's a way that we can use money as the motivator, maybe that may change behaviors. You look at Larry Fink, he even said that with BlackRock. He wanted to, quote unquote, use income and finances to control the behaviors of the masses.
Oh, of course.
So
that's my
might
point.
be on something there.
Yes, this was my point from the very beginning. It is about money. And even if it's not about a lot of money, it's about your ability to access money with your language. That's the very crux of the matter. That's why it's such a shame that blacks, you'll hear them that speak miserable, and then they wonder why they didn't get that job. It's like, no, the job requires smarts. You weren't talking like you had smarts, even though maybe you did. That's what's going on in the black community, and it's a shame.
But be brave. How has speaking the King's English, how has that helped you? Respectfully.
That's a good question. It is. I'm not taking offense to it, HB. It is.
Respectfully.
I can talk, and I could have had many jobs that paid very high wages, HB. It was my choice not to take on stress. I didn't.
If money didn't motivate you, why would it motivate the black community?
Because they have families to feed. They have children to feed. They want to be accepted. They want to be accepted as into the population to maneuver easily economically. I didn't care. I told when I told the doctor that didn't want to give me my vasectomy, I told him, sir, I can live under a bridge. I can't bring kids into this world. That's just me. So I didn't hinder myself. It's not that I held myself back or I was worried about advancing. I could have advanced easily into a much higher pay grade wherever I was at, HB. I'm telling you, what I am,
You just didn't want it.
not a bit of it. It's the stress was out of the world. I said, no, I'm a stress punk. Can't take it. Don't want no part of it. I have lived a stress-free life. So that's the difference. You're implying that, well, I have pretty good English, and I tried my ass off to get in the business world, and I still failed, even with good English. No, HB, I hate to break it to you. I turned down.
No.
I know. I'm just telling you. I got you. I'm just informing you. I turned down 1,000 opportunities, sir, all through my life. And okay, 1,000 is an exact. I'm just saying everywhere I went, people wanted to put me in more important positions. And I said, no, thank you. Go ahead.
Real quick, I'm going to troll Breezy in the chat real quick. Yo estoy muy bien. Yo espero que bien, que vosotros estáis bien, which is the Castilian Spanish for I'm good. I hope that you're doing well as well.
And also to Breezy, yo quiero Taco Bell.
By the way, Spanish. By the way, Spanish is the most easiest language on the earth to read. Even if you don't know what you're saying, it's the most easiest language on the world in the world to read. You can put any Spanish language before me, any Spanish word before me, and I can read it with proper enunciation. I may not know what it is, but I can pronounce it correctly. Absolutely perfecto. Yes. So, by the way, all the trick to it is right quick, and tell me if I'm wrong, Juan. All I's are pronounced E, right?
Sort of.
But they are. All E's are pronounced A. Correct?
Stick to English, B Brave.
Stick
to English.
No.
English.
All O's are pronounced O. All U's are pronounced U.
There's sort of. There are accents that you put over the vowels sometimes, and that changes the complete phonetics of the sound of the word.
Is there a U in a Spanish word that is pronounced? Is there a U in a Spanish language that is pronounced U rather than U?
No, but it's like.
Hold it. Stop right there, Juan. Hold it.
But depending on the accent, let me finish real quick. Depending on the accent, it changes how the letter sounds. So I'll use the letter U. So I'll say ooh, but if you have like the little 2 dots over the ooh, it's ooh. The accents over each vowel changes how the vowel sounds.
But in general, there's the tilde, of course, and things like the double L, the H, the J's or H's. But I'm telling you, the Spanish language is the easiest to pronounce in the world. Do you think, Juan?
Be Brave. This is why I rock with you. Be Brave. This is why I rock with you.
Actually,
you will even tell a Spanish speaking person how to speak Spanish. It's amazing how you could just do that.
I did not tell Juan how to speak language. I said by far the general words, Juan, in general, let me state it like that. In general, E's are A's, A's are A's, O's are O's, U's are U's.
Well, to agree with you, but to move tangent and to bring it back to your main point for this show.
Okay, hold it. HB, did you hear that? I'm not telling him how to speak. He agreed with me.
I mean, you kind of did. You kind of beat him into it, but I get your point.
Well, what I'm trying to explain, guys, what I'm trying to explain real quick is it's easy to understand it because when you look at the Romantic languages, your French, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, the rules are the same, if that makes sense. And so, for example, if you know that your reflexive verbs have to go backwards, and that applies whether you're talking in French or Spanish, then it's easier to learn that way. But going back to the main focal point of your reacts, Be Brave, the thing is this: when I go from the United States to Mexico, I'm speaking Spanish. I'm not speaking Puerto Rican Spanish. I already got in trouble for that once. I made the mistake of telling my daughter, "Vete pa la chamarra, cógelo," which basically I'm saying, "Go grab your jacket." The verb coger in Mexico means something else that I can't discuss here in the chat. But when you leave from Mexico to Belize, I'm speaking British English because it was a former British colony. They keep the British lingo. If I'm going from Belize to Brazil, I'm speaking Portuguese, period. I'm not going to run around and say, hey, well, I can't speak. I'm not going to speak the common language of the United States. I'm going to try to make it my own language just because I want to. To me, I think it's lazy. I think it promotes miseducation. And I think it promotes dumbing down the black people. And they're doing it in the Hispanic race as well. Here in South Texas, they'll say something like, me fui con mi daddy. I went with my dad, my father, para comprar un beer, to buy a beer. Y él estaba bien happy. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell? Like, come on. Yeah. You're either going to you're either going to speak it proper English, or you're going to speak proper Spanish, and they do a really, really good job of angering the white people in the United States and the Mexicans in Mexico. It's hilarious.
Be brave. Sorry, can we just, if I may, jump back to the main topic with regards to social class? This is how I know that social class is a vital part of any race or any culture of relevance. Oftentimes, people tend to want to shy away from this, wanting to separate ourselves due to class. When we talk about separating ourselves based on social class, it's basically an overall summary of behaviors, how much money you make, your tendencies, the way you speak, your grasp of the English language. All those components combined in summary, we say social class. So yes, it is a critical factor that black people should take into consideration. And listen, if we can just try that, I guarantee you will see the black community perform better in society. But if we tend to shy away and say, no, that's oppressive, that's prejudice, then we will forever remain in the gutters. So absolutely, please think about this. I respect your assertions, be brave, but just also think about this. Social class, every other culture, every other successful, dominant ethnicity, let's say the whites, for example.
Yes.
I hate to come across as a coon, but they are the advanced ethnic. I mean, they built a modern society. South Africa is what it is because of, the British colony, the Dutch colony. I'm sorry to say, I'm not proud to say this, but it is true. This is how South Africa became a first world country today. Now, coming back to black people,
South Africa is not a first world country. Hold on a second.
It is.
Calm down. Relax.
Why?
First world. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you saying that because we're an African country? Is that why?
Okay, MrShowTym, hold it. The reason I say in America, it is about class, but it's more about behavior. Because in America, more than any place in the world, maybe, you can be upwardly mobile if your behavior and your manner of speaking is well. That's in America more than any other country. You're looking at your country surrounding you. You can go to any other country that's poor or third world. And the distinction in class is to protect against dirtiness and severe impoverishment. In America, we don't have severe, dirty impoverishment. We've got people that are just simply lazy and lazy thinking and lazy speaking, whites included. In America, it is still about class, sure. I understand that. You are correct to a degree. But in America, your behavior is what separates you more so than your class. It will.
Yeah. I would argue it's not just your behavior, but it's also your ingenuity. Going back to the example with HB, if he were to buy a truck and then all of a sudden make it into 18 trucks, then he has the ability, it doesn't matter the education, to move up. And that's what I like about the United States of America. There's a gentleman, if I can give you this anecdote before I leave. This gentleman only has a second grade education, and he started his business in South Texas with only one dump truck. And that guy I'm sorry. He's old enough to be my father, but I have more respect for him than any of the college and law school professors that I've grown to meet over the past 10 years
And do
because
you?
of his ingenuity. One
Yes.
dump truck, and now he's got 100 dump trucks, and he's running his own thing
Yes.
with a second grade education.
And I will agree
God
with that.
bless
I
him.
will agree with that because I got F's all through school. I didn't even get an education and know how the offers I got. But listen, Juan, I understand the ingenuity aspect, but I'm telling you, the behavior is more important of a word and encompasses ingenuity. If you think about
Exactly. You're
it. Okay.
absolutely right.
All right. So my point is bottom line is in America, it's your behavior that will keep you at the bottom or propel you in a meteoric rise into good money. Your
I would
behavior.
argue, real
And of
quick,
course, your ingenuity is a part of it. Go ahead.
I would argue it's both. It's both because you can have the behavior
That's why I just said. No, no, no,
without
yeah, I just said that.
without the get up. And I can speak properly, but if I don't have the get up and hustle in me, then I'm just going to be a proper speaking homeless guy.
No, 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 no.
I mean,
I'm not, I've never been homeless, never even close to it. Paid off everything early, all new cars, paid them off early, all little houses,
Juan just
paid them
made a
off
good
early.
point right there.
Yes, he
Juan
did.
just made an excellent
He
point
did,
right
but
there.
I'm telling you this. My behavior is what put me wherever I wanted to be, even though I didn't want to be there, Juan. I do agree. It is ingenuity and it is creativity, but behavior encompasses those again. That's why I'm using the word behavior in such an intense manner because even if you don't want to be rich, your behavior will make your life very comfortable.
Be
That's
brave.
that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Uncle Brave. All right. So, I do. Can you elaborate on this? Just the behavior that you had, and it gave you opportunities to excel. To go into higher positions or higher paying. Even though if it's responsibility, but could you, I guess, elaborate on that? That this is the most important thing throughout your life, and it gave
Oh
you
yeah.
opportunities.
Oh yes, very well. I have two distinct people in me. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding, folks. I got three. I got hillbilly, I got black, and I got arrogant white. Okay, I do. Anytime I got in the atmosphere that was needed or the situation of discussion that was needed, I went to arrogant white. That's behavior. That means you make sure
What
that
about
you
this?
that
What?
makes you enunciate. That means you are polite. I know people have a hard time believing that. That means you are civil. I know people have a hard time believing that with me. But really, there's a way to just simply fit in to a social circumstance or a discussion that's very low keyed, very well articulated, and you enunciate your words, and you are very polite, and that's behavior. That will put you anywhere you want to be.
absolutely. That goes back to the adage: it's better to attract flies with honey than vinegar. With that, thank you for allowing me in the chat. Be brave. All five of you or all four of you up here, please stay blessed.
Thank you, Juan. Thanks for coming up. Appreciate it.
Also, can we think about this?
All right,
People who
man.
are of the upper echelons, upper class, they have less incentive to act a monkey because they have a lot to lose at the top. Whereas people who are at the bottom, they're low lives anyway. They don't have an incentive to act and maneuver carefully. So they don't mind acting a fool and acting a monkey. Can you at least consider that into social class,
Yes,
into the
yes,
importance of social class?
yes. So let's put that in an American US context. Okay? Yes, there are people that don't give a damn about impressing anybody, myself included. The only reason I wanted to when I wanted to was because I just would like, if I like, whatever. But I'm saying there are people that do not want to improve. That's at the top of the class, that will be looked upon as rejecting that person because of class. The upper class have every right to go, if you act like an idiot, we don't need you around us. And that's what they
Uh,
have a right to do. Now, but what you're saying, you got to understand, MrShowTym. In America, I don't know if you've ever been here, but I've lived here all my life. You can be straight bottom line homeless and take yourself out of it in 3 weeks. You can get right in anytime you decide to change your behavior. The upper class isn't going to invite you into their $3 million gated communities. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you're in a factory or an employment situation or a situation of business where some millionaire is around you, he will not even know that you're low class, or will he care? Nor is he trying to determine it if you speak well and you act civil and polite. That's why I'm saying in America, Mr. Showtime, there's a difference between our low class and your low class. There is. I don't know if you've ever been here, but there is. Our low class are very fortunate. We have everything we need. We have all the human necessities.
Well,
For
what's kind of
for us to remain stupid and ill-spoken and silly is a shame upon a person. Much like people say I wasted my white skin. I did when it comes to business. I really did. But I didn't waste my white skin when it came to no stress. I've had white privileges, just like the wealthy whites. And I took full advantage of living my life a stress-free, fun, frivolous way because of my white skin. So, but go ahead, Woody.
well, I guess I was just gonna add on to the point. In America, that this distinction between, even you could be walking in a Starbucks and you wouldn't know if it's a wealthy person or if it's a, I guess a middle class person. The distinction is very minimum if you just have an observation, because people that are wealthy, they're still driving the same cars, and people who are mid class or even on the poor side, economically speaking, they would also drive a similar car. Now if you go to their home, they might have a Rolls Royce, sitting in their garage, for a joyride on the weekend. But yeah, it's there's because I guess because of the wealth and over urbanized and economics and just being it's like success kind of makes you weak. But in the end, this is the result of it right now, that there's that almost everybody could enjoy the good things in life, as you would say. But okay, question about,
But right
because I know
quick,
I know
wait a minute, right quick on your statement of two people walking into Starbucks and not knowing due to impression or image. You're correct. That's the shame of bad language to begin with, because you don't even have to open your mouth and you get accepted as a civil, responsible human being if you look the part. So you don't even
right.
have to open your mouth for you to be that easily accepted in America. And that's not in third world countries, because in third world countries the elite know who the elite are and they know. But in America, if you've already got the advantage of being not judged by your looks, unless it's ridiculous, but you're not judged by your looks, and and you insist on staying miserably spoken, what a disservice you're doing to your own life, because it's easy here. All you got to do is just repair your language a little bit, and the whole world is your oyster in the USA. But go
Okay,
ahead.
so
Just out of
this,
curiosity,
well, I was gonna ask,
just
I guess just to kind of finish off
okay,
on,
Wait a minute. Wait a
okay,
minute.
go ahead, go
No,
ahead,
no,
bud.
go ahead, Woody. No, go ahead.
What's
No, go ahead,
all right?
Woody.
So I'm gonna be
okay.
quick with this.
So just out of curiosity, okay, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Woody.
Okay, all right. All right. What I was gonna ask is, so I guess from your wisdom, right? Basically, act, dress the part, act the part, regardless of your politics. And if you want to get in a good work environment, or if you want to excel at it, basically it would be there for you, as long as you have a good frame, overall frame. Am I getting this correct?
Yes, you left out one thing. You said look the part, act the part, speak the part.
Speak the
Because
part. Okay.
people are thinking acting the part, they're putting too much. That isn't the full manner. When you open your mouth is where you're going when it counts. And that's what I'm saying. Blacks are suffering miserably on. Miserably. It's
Thank you,
terrible.
Uncle Brave. I actually I never thought of it like that, but I guess I learned something. So I'll
Oh
be the
no,
first one to give you, for something new, for some old wisdom. So thank you, Uncle Brave.
you're okay, Woody. I
No,
don't
but
know.
I know I'm being a bit sarcastic, but I do mean it.
I know. I can tell you did this time. By the way, quick question: when you talk about your old white men that you be around, did you consider them to be idiots?
Wait, talking about me, or talking to me, or?
I think Woody Johnson. Yeah, didn't you say you were around a lot of old white men?
No. I'm talking. No, all I said was just
He's
getting.
talking about you. He's talking
No.
about you.
When you were young, Woody, you
Uh huh.
said, I think you said you were around a lot of old white men when you were young or something like that, when you were growing up.
I didn't say that. Maybe you misheard something.
No, it's probably
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
else.
yeah.
There's probably
He
somebody
was
else. Go
talking
ahead.
about you, Be Brave. He said
Well,
you're
I
the
was
old
gonna
white
ask.
man.
No,
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 Yeah, he's
I
talking
did
about
not
you.
say that.
somebody
He's
said
talking
they
about
were
you.
around a lot
No,
of
no,
old.
no. I think basically what I was saying that just getting wisdom from you. But
Okay,
I
I
don't
got
think
you. I
I
got
even
you.
said white or anything like that. Maybe you
No,
misheard,
it's
but
not
yeah.
today, Woody. I'm talking about in the past. You referred to your past when you were younger, much younger. Somebody,
Oh,
I thought it was you that said you actually were around
oh,
old white people.
No, I'm Middle
Woody is
Eastern.
Guatemala. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
no,
Woody is. Yeah.
wrong person. Sorry. Okay, wrong person.
I thought you were.
Yeah,
I thought
maybe
you
it
were
was somebody
Guatemalan.
else.
My bad, Woody.
Yeah,
My
no.
Well,
bad.
you're a Nigerian, HB.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
Nigerians wish I was Nigerian.
well thank you.
All right,
Thank
I'll
you
be
for the
quiet. I think yeah, Mr. The other guy, the
Mr.
African guy. I
Showtime.
think he wanted to ask something.
Yes.
If I was Nigerian, I'd be
Oh yeah.
the
So
best looking Nigerian that's ever lived, ever. I'm just, nah.
so just out of curiosity, how much do you Americans know as a whole? Just
How
out of
much do we
curiosity,
what?
how much do you Americans know about South Africa as a whole?
Not much.
How
Yeah,
much
not
do you
not much.
Americans know about South Africa? Oh, exactly.
Just
That's
from
why we're
movies,
expanding these
just from movies,
stereotypes.
just from
We're not
movies.
third world. We're first world.
Yeah,
We're
just
first world
just
Yeah,
from
country. Our
just from
constitution.
movies. Yeah.
no, mine are from movies. Mine is from a little bit of looking into it and research, but still not. I've
Yeah.
never looked into it. I do know that the country was handed over to African National Congress, and I do know probably I don't do. Let me ask you something, Mr. Showtime. When your South African country was handed over to the African National Congress, did your society deteriorate? Dang it.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Yes, man, this is a shame.
Man,
Okay,
yeah, that South African Wi-Fi is brutal, man.
yeah. Okay.
Jesus
When
Christ.
the African National Congress took over South Africa, did South Africa deteriorate?
Yes, it did. Yes, it deteriorated. And fortunately, this year we're also having our presidential elections this year in 2024, and hopefully the Democratic Alliance will take over. And that's a party that is run by majority whites. Now
Hey,
there's some controversies. Now there's some controversies surrounding around that. Blacks have been rejecting the Democratic Alliance for the longest time, but much like the whole Trump fiasco, people are coming around full circle. They're becoming more awake. More and more people are shying away from the African National Congress, and now they're going to vote in the white the white man, the great white savior. And
That's a shame.
I'm voting for the great white savior as
oh,
well. Okay,
I mean,
I'm going to
The
vote for the
Great
great white
White
savior.
Hope.
yes, yes.
That's a damn
Well,
shame.
that
That's a
it's
damn shame.
HB. It's a damn shame that it's needed. It's a damn shame that when the blacks had
Yeah, it
control, they
is. It
couldn't make.
is.
Yeah, HB, you better listen up and
I
learn
am going
English,
to vote for
HB.
the great white
It's
savior.
a damn shame, man.
Very good. Thank you for your answer.
Mr.
Yes.
Showtime, you should be slitting all those white people's throats over there, man. You guys
Be
are in the
careful. Be
motherland.
careful. HB.
Yeah,
No,
Be,
they,
good-
they,
you
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
be careful,
yeah, yeah.
man.
they,
My bad, my
they've
bad,
been
my bad, my
attacking the
bad, my
farm,
bad.
killing the farmers. They've been going on this killing spree of the farmers, and it's terrible. It's terrible. It should be put to a stop. Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh man.
Now, now, hold
South
on.
Africa first.
What's your cash app, man? You look like you
The
need a
first
cash app. What's your cash
farm,
app? He
uh,
needs a cash app, be brave.
farmers
I think he's trying to get a visa, be brave. He's trying to
Now,
come over here.
he's
protect
HB. He's got it
South
made.
African
Don't you
farmers.
if you're cash apping somebody, you give it to CT, man. No, he's
Ah,
got it made.
CT is good, man.
I
He's
know he's
made it
good.
over here.
I got
CT's
it.
made it over here.
I'm saying if you're
HB.
cash tapping from this stream, I want him to go to CT. Thank
Man,
you
I
very
feel
much.
bad for him. I feel bad
HB,
for
HB, you
him.
should donate.
No. This guy's got MrShowTym is comfortable. He's got it made out
Oh
Yeah,
man.
HB has a wife and like 10 kids already. Meanwhile, HB is getting pissed on by random chicks in US. So who has a better life? Am I right or am I right?
I don't know. Be
Yeah,
careful.
I'll tell you what.
I don't
If
know
I get
what
an
you're talking
opportunity
about,
to be
Woody.
hosted,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If I get an opportunity to be hosted by one of the guys over there, your Fresh and Fits, your Valuetainment, I'll be more than happy to fly over to the
Yeah,
United
there we
States
go.
and
There we go.
experience it and see the Big Apple, the Sin City, Las Vegas, New York.
Ah,
I hear quite terrible over there with the surge of illegal migrants, but I would love the opportunity to come to the United States someday soon.
I'm sure you
all
Yeah.
you gotta, Mr. Showtime, all you gotta do is marry a white lady. Just tell a old white lady that you'll be with her, and you'll get your visa, man. You can come over here.
No, actually, I plan on purchasing a house, some property, but I do not plan on living there permanently. I am good here in South Africa. I don't like your mass shooters out there. Okay, I want to be.
Oh,
Ah,
hold it.
get out of here. You see what we're talking about, Be Brave.
I know. It's worldwide, man.
It's one thing having a hillbilly talk about black people and American culture, but I'll be damned if I let a banana eating, mango picking.
No.
Hold on a second, sir. Hold on a second.
Mr.
Hold on.
Showtime.
Face.
Y'all over there.
No, I want to ask Mr. Showtime this. Mr.
Shake that
Showtime.
banana tree behind you. Shake that banana tree.
Yeah, get the Niger out of here.
Yeah, what the hell?
Oh.
I'll
Let's do
be
a quick diversion here. Quick diversion. Mr. Showtime, answer me this. Who do you think is doing the mass shootings?
The liberal Caucasians. It's usually teenage boys.
What?
There you
Teenage
go.
white boys.
I told you. Nation.
White
And you people
teenage
think there's
boys.
no. Thank you. You think there's no one world government? That is even over there. They're pumping that shit. The mass shooters are white. Are you kidding me?
Be brave. It's BBC. It's BBC. That's why.
Am I
BBC,
wrong?
what? British Broadcasting Corporation?
Yes. It's BBC that spreads. If you look at the numbers, it's not right. It's 4+. It's considered a mass shooting if it's 4+, right? Yeah,
and more, yes.
4+. I mean 4 or more. Yes. So that's what I mean. I was just saying that. Yeah, you're correct. It's not libtard whites that are just doing the mass.
Not
shootings.
at all. Last year there were 656 mass shootings. There were probably 4 mass shootings by whites. That means not even 1% of the mass shootings are done by whites.
Mr. Showtime, do you have a cash app? You have a cash app, man? You're making me feel bad, man.
HB, man, that dude's got it made. So does CT.
Right,
but I'm telling you,
listen, be brave.
If we're having fun,
Be brave. He's in danger. He's in danger, man.
No, he ain't. Man.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Dude, put your cash up in the back. HB is going to make you rich. All right. You're gonna get the saggy $200 True Religion pants after he pays you.
So we're being provided a service here.
Hell?
Hey, we're being provided a service here that CT is providing.
I'm about to pick
we're having fun.
Thank you so much for having me. And
thank you.
Yeah.
Please call again. Please call again.
It's getting dark over there. They let out the hyenas when it gets dark over there.
Yeah,
they let them loose.
The monkeys, the baboons are coming out. So I have to go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Over.
He looks scared. Jesus
Take care,
Christ.
buddy.
Thank you. So, but